G'day YouTube, this is BalorMage, and we're gonna update you on how this Herald of Purity and Dominating Blow Guardian went, which, spoiler alert, fucking fantastic. So far, it has done everything up to and including Awaken at 8, which, by the way, it can face tank. You don't even need to dodge beams. It has a ridiculous amount of DPS. I haven't actually worked out the exact number, but it's somewhere around 7 million. The total cost for the build, top to bottom, is somewhere between 10 to 12 Exalted Orbs, and it is just tanky as shit. It's got a buttload of damage, so we've made quite a few changes since the last video, though. First of all, we got to level 93, which is quite nice, but a few things that we got rid of. We got rid of our Carrying Golem, because he would die anytime it was dangerous anyway. We got rid of our Spectre, because they would, or Spectres, because they would die anytime it was dangerous anyway. So the only time I had Spectres and Charges was for map clearing. So this did slow down our map clearing a little bit to drop them. But the only times they really mattered, like in the important fights, they just fell over dead. So there was no point in keeping them. But as a result, it means we've gotten to do a few things. So first of all, we have War Banner, a level 2 blood magic now, which should be level 1, but I accidentally leveled it up and I can't be bothered to change it. Flesh and Stone, and Maim. So we have Flesh and Stone in the blood stance now. Excuse me. In the blood stance now, so that we get 14% increased physical damage, which is way more damage than we were getting from our Carrying Golem anyway, and you can see we can fit it. Eventually I'll get around to lowering that blood magic to level 1. So that it takes up the last bit of my life. Because we got rid of that, and because we didn't have room to have both Desecrate and Flesh Offering, I was using Flesh Offering for maps, because I got corpses, but then I couldn't get them in the boss anyway, because I didn't have Flesh Offering, and Awaken it doesn't have any ads to kill. So I ended up getting rid of that as well. And so between the Carrying Golem and the Flesh Offering, and the Spectre, that gave us 3 sockets back, which let me put in one of them in Maim, and the other 3, or the other 2, became me making my Holy Relic a 4-link. Now, in the 10 to 12x version of this Holy Relic, I would be using Controlled Destruction as the 4th link. But because I had it and I wanted to, I went with Awakened Increase Area of Effect. After having played with it for a bit, the area is ridiculous, but the damage would be much higher with Controlled Destruction. So we've got Minion Damage, Feeding Frenzy, Holy Relic, which I flipped, so he's only 17, and right now we've got Woke Ink AoE, but like I say, Controlled Destruction will do you better. We did hit 21 on Purity, and we did buy a 21 Dominating Blow, which was rather cheap. And we've got Multi-Strike, Brutality, Melee Fizz, and Fortify. We have a Socketed Gems get 90% mana multiplier, Alpha's Howl, so that we can fit all of these things in, by the way. Purity of Fire, Purity of Lightning, Purity of Ice, and Discipline. We have a Haste, a Skitterbot, and a Pride, all maxed out in the Prism Guardian, which has a Corruption of 6% physical damage taken as fire. That can get higher. It doesn't matter what element. It doesn't even matter if you have it at all, to be honest, but Fizz is our weakest point, so I just thought, since they were very cheap, and by very cheap I mean literally like 20 chaos, I would just grab one with a corruption that was Fizz taken as, because that's our weak point. We have a Presence of Chula, like all low life builds. The defense quality works on the maximum life converted to energy shield, so it's actually 24% of maximum life converted to energy shield. With one Circle of Guilt, which has to have 40, or at least, I think I worked out 38 reduced mana reservation on it, and then just Sentinel damage. That Sentinel damage isn't even Divined High. We could get higher, but who cares, because we're doing way too much damage. And we have an unset ring with the only things that matter being the Temple mod of flat energy shield and percent energy shield, a bit of chaos res, and that's it. That's all that mattered. I happened to get one with a bit of strength on it. A little bit more strength is a little bit more energy shield because of the Shaper's Touch, so that's great. So we got that anyway. And we're just using a Scourge because we need the Leech and not the life gain on hit, which is what everyone else wants. In there, we've just got a single link flame dash, a level 19 precision, and convocate. Now, we could give up convocate. We could put something else on, flesh offering back on again, but I find convocate to be way too useful. So, we're going to jump into a map really quickly when we talk about the pros and cons. The pros being, it's incredibly tanky, and it does some disgusting single target damage for very little investment. For how much damage it's done, 10 to 12x is a very, very small investment cost. But now, the beginning of maps is a little bit slow. There's this little like ramp up time where you have to collect your minions first, but then once you have collected them, it'll go fine. There we go. Now we're getting some minions going. So we did slow down the clear a little bit. My Holy Relic is only level 17, so it'll do even more damage pretty soon. But it's going okay. It's going okay anyway, considering we get to face tank everything in the game. I really should stop looting while I'm recording videos, but habits and all. So the trick here is just to run as much as we can. Make sure you tap everything a little bit and use convocate very often. Let's knock out a map boss, shall we? Come on down. So that is basically how all of the map clear looks. Whoop. Pretty sure I can face tank that, but I might as well dodge it. So this is pretty much how all of the map clear looks. We run, we convocate often, we try and tap packs once or twice. If it's something dangerous, we think we're going to take a lot of damage, make sure you keep attacking. You don't run away. This is not a runaway to safety build. A large part of our safety comes from our own leech, because we do a not insignificant amount of damage as part of this minion army. We are part of that minion army, so we do a good amount of damage, and we need to be attacking if we need that leech. So if it is dangerous, make sure you get in there and start attacking the thing. Pretty much everything short of that one barrage skill, we just flat out ignore. There's a barrage that I can't necessarily remember the name of, that one of the metamorphs can do, that does way more damage than it has any right to do. And that is the one thing that can destroy us. But otherwise, we just stand still on every single metamorph, just like that, and face tank all their damage until they die, and then we can't leech anymore, so we have to hide a little bit. I did all of the Conquerors at Awakener 8, and then Cirrus at Awakener 8. I did those before I made the few changes and dropped the Spectre and Golem, so our damage has actually gone up since then, because those extra minions died anyway, and I will attach that to the end just after this. It's also gone up because we had only level 20 Purity, not level 21. And actually, we had only level 19 Purity then, because we bought that one after the fight. We had a 19 Purity, but we already had a 21 Dominating Blow. So that's all the footage you'll see in a minute is with a level 19 Purity. And yeah, very, very pleased with this. It's the most fun I've ever had in a minion build. I'm really, really enjoying being part of the minion army and having to go in and actually attack as well. The only thing that I would really, really love to have in this build that I don't is a Clarity Mana as Watcher's Eye, because that would be a lot of energy shield, but those are too expensive and we cannot afford them. Especially not if I want to keep this build down in the kind of budget that people might be able to follow. So, path of building will be in the description below. Enjoy the footage of the fights that I'm going to tack on to the end of this video, and if you enjoyed it, remember to like, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell if you want notifications. I stream on Twitch every single day, so drop by there. Who knows what the build we're going to do next. I might just drop 50 or 100x min-maxing this build to perfect to see where it goes, but we'll see. I am BalorMage, and I will see everybody later.
With your death, this nightmare may finally end. I'm faster. Try to catch me. Strike! You can't escape.
Fucking get back here, piece of shit. Alright, there we go.
I awaken from this nightmare at last.
It's a mortal hole.
I've killed countless thousands. What's one more? Unworthy. The weight of law. Veritania.
Welcome! Time has no meaning here. Your pain will be endless.
Bye.
I thought myself better than you.
Be utterly annihilated. Fury Alpha.
What's this? A real challenge? You've finally caught my attention. Die.
Watch beauty crumble.
Right, bud.
Fury Alpha Cosmos. Glorious flames.
The others found strength in their projections. They became reliant on them. I am not so foolish. Die.
Beyond, there is only horror.
Be silent.
This city is nothing.
Here he comes, floating over again. Hi, bud. How you doing?
Fury Alpha Cosmos, you are nothing. Creation itself.
Is life really interesting enough to warrant all this pain?
Yes.
Die.
I have seen beyond.
Oops.
This city is nothing.
Is that, are we doing that again already? Sorry, I didn't realize we were up here already. I was not ready. I'm not positioned correctly. Let me out.
Are nothing.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, I've gone and fucked up right here. Bye. I didn't realize we were already in that phase already. Or I would have positioned way better than that. Well, my specters did die, but fucking who cares? Where'd you go, bud?
Fury Alpha.
On the
Hello.
edge of death, my heart races.
Out you come.
I am alive.
Die. Be silent. Everlasting fire.
Feel the thrill of
The void.
There you are. Oh, oh. There you are.
At least
something.
Okay, well that was fucking incredibly easy. This is my new favorite build.